Hello Internet, Jason Data here with RoadBytes. This week we are going over some specific text editors. Last week we went over 3 desirable features that you'd look for in a good text editor. That is specifically configurability, extensibility, and programmability. This week we are going to go over specific text editors that newbies might want to check out. So the first one is Atom. That's actually a big open source community. It is a program that you can download and check it out in the links below. But the thing about Atom is that the learning curve is very small in that it comes boxed in with GUI, graphical user interface features. So if you know how to use Word, you'd probably be familiar with using Atom. A lot of the features are very similar. The cool thing about it is as you mature as a developer and you want to add more specific tools like finding quickly or bouncing within files or editing several lines at once, Atom can be configured to adapt to give you that functionality later on. One of the first text editors I saw was actually Sublime Text. It's actually a pretty good program, but it's unfortunately not free. But I think it's very similar in functionality and configurability. So if you really want a low learning curve, check out one of those 2 editors. Now for those more adventurous people, I would first say one of the tougher text editors is Emacs. You can edit it with the Lisp language. Me personally, I tried learning it just straight out the box, and it was a bit unintuitive. A lot of the key bindings, you have to hit Control a lot, and they don't necessarily make as much intuitive sense right off the bat. But the thing is, you can really configure it to do very, very specific things. I know I've seen people use it to play video games. I think you can play Tetris on it. Right out the box even. I haven't really personally found a tutorial that really made Emacs make sense to me. But on the flip end, you can actually use some of the modes. One of them is called Spacemacs. And so I'm actually familiar with Vim, which I'll talk about next. And Emacs will then become more of like a Vim-like text editor. But anyways, my point is saying if you're a newbie, the learning curve is extremely steep unless you probably know the Lisp language or you are a super genius. Unfortunately, I'm not one of those. But you might want to check it out. Emacs, see it, download it from the links below, or could even be pre-installed in your system. Next one is one of my personal favorites. I'm very biased, is Vim. It's also a modal language. There is a bit of a learning curve, but to me it's a bit more intuitive. And one of the things about Vim is that it's also modal, but in normal mode you use the H, J, K keys to help move around your file. And it's really cool because you can move really quickly without ever having to use your mouse, and that to me is one of the biggest advantages, because what you're doing as you're editing is moving around a lot, and Vim allows you to do that very efficiently. And so the cool thing is too, if you from your terminal type in Vim tutor, if you're using a Unix machine, it's very likely that you already have a pre-installed document that teaches you from beginning to end. It takes about maybe 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how much time you really want to look into each activity. I did want to mention there's another thing out there for newbies that you might want to check out. Their IDEs, Integrated Development Environments. And what it does is it puts your terminal and your file tree and your whole project all in one window so that you can interact with each piece at the same time. And for some people, they like that because there's certain features that allow you to find definitions of functions, for example, throughout multiple files really easily. And it's very intuitive, graphical, and so people like that type of program. Now, 2 of them that are out there, one of them is in your browser, and so it's CloudNine. I like that one a lot because it also allows you to share your project with somebody else. And so two of you can actually pair program remotely really easily, and you can see each other's cursor as it's bouncing through the program, and go ahead and call each other over the phone, and then use CloudNine to pair program together and adapt and edit the application. I haven't used it, but my cousin, who is a coder, told me to check it out. Still haven't had a chance. Sorry, Ryan. Is RubyMine. And so if you're interested in an IDE, check out CloudNine or RubyMine. And those links, those are going to be in the links below. Those are specific text editors that I think you might want to check out. Next week, I'm going to talk about 3 or 4 of the actions that I do most often, and how I use Vim to help make those actions more efficient. But yeah, how do you use your text editor to make your life more efficient? Go ahead and put them in the comments below, and I'll see you next week. Thanks.